Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going through all of Chanel's releases this year for 2022. I will be going through every single release from the beginning of the year all the way leading up to the Christmas collection and creating a look using some of my favorite pieces out of each collection. So if you guys are interested to see what Chanel came out with for 2022 this year, then please continue watching. Before I get into today's video, I do want to mention that this video is in collaboration with Ana Luisa. They were so kind enough to send over the jewelry that I'm wearing today. I love Ana Luisa. I have been using their jewelry for many years now, and if you watch my channel, you know that I'm always wearing one of their pieces. This is a new piece from them. It is a beautiful bracelet. Look at how unique this is. And Ana Luisa is a carbon-free type of company. They have such high quality pieces at such a good price. I love this necklace. It is just a very pretty two hoop type of necklace. Very minimalistic, exactly the way I love jewelry and how I feel jewelry should be. I also have these beautiful pearl earrings. As you can see, their pieces are very unique. I haven't honestly seen pieces like this anywhere else. I've had this bracelet now for over a year, and as you can see, it still looks so beautiful and it does not tarnish whatsoever. If you are looking for a last minute gift this year, then definitely check out Ana Luisa. They have some high quality jewelry pieces. I do have a link below and a 20% coupon for you. We're starting off with a bare face. I have absolutely no makeup on. So let's get into all of Chanel's collections this year. And as I'm going through, I'm going to pick out some of my favorites and kind of do my makeup today. So first, let's start off with a base. So Chanel did come out with a base cream this year. This one is actually very beautiful and it came out towards the end of the year. I believe this one came out in like August or September, and I have been loving this. This is a 30 ml tube, very similar to the CC cream in size, and it just has the most beautiful pearlescent type of sheen to it. And when you apply it on, it gives such a cooling sensation. I have been loving this during the winter season, especially because it really hydrates your skin. It just prepares your skin for makeup, for foundation, and I really have been loving it. It doesn't break me out, and that's really the main thing for me, is products not breaking me out. So usually I just apply it onto the areas where my pores are larger. So just really onto my cheeks, and then I just apply a little bit everywhere else with whatever is left over to kind of just give that hydration. So now let's get into the main collections from this year. So Chanel definitely had quite a few hits and definitely some misses this year, and some collections that were just a little bit confusing in a way. First collection of the year from Chanel was a skincare collection, and that was the Chanel #1 collection. Now this collection had so much hype to it. I believe it came out right in January and it looked absolutely amazing, and Chanel really hasn't come out with any kind of new type of a skincare range in a while, so I personally was very excited. At the time, my skin was flaring up very badly. I just had acne all over, and you can still see some of the scarring. It's nowhere near as bad. My skin was pretty bad, so I was really willing to try anything at this point. And I love Chanel skincare. I grew up using Chanel skincare. I know the Hydra range was one of my favorites. Being a teenager, that's all I literally used. So I was just so excited to try something new in the hopes that maybe even my flares would go down, and this collection did just that. I pretty much bought the entire collection. I absolutely loved this serum. I think the serum was so beautiful. The packaging was unlike anything I've ever seen before. So when you open up, the dropper kind of has the dose that you need, and you kind of just push it down, and just a really beautiful packaging. I loved everything about the skincare, the fact that it was more natural. The moisturizer I have used completely up. There's nothing in there anymore. And when I purchased this range, I didn't really do a formal review, mainly because I wanted to try it. I didn't want to come up here and tell you guys this is such an amazing skincare range, you need to go out of your way and get it. Because really with skincare, you can't really say it right off the bat if it is that good. You have to really try it for several months. And I can tell you that I use this all up. Now, it's not a groundbreaking type of skincare formula, but it's so gentle in the sense that with my flares, my skin got so much better. My acne kind of mellowed down. I definitely feel that this range was so gentle enough on my skin that it gave great results. The surprise in this collection was the #1 foundation. This foundation is special. It is a very fluid, very forgiving, and it's such a beautiful formula. It also contains a skincare from the Chanel #1 range. Now, Chanel does have a Sublimage foundation that also contains skincare benefits, but with this one, it's more youthful. It's targeted for younger individuals that really want to have a nice foundation that is forgiving and still has that skincare benefit that isn't quite as mature as the Sublimage range is. I love this foundation, and we are going to apply this today. With this foundation, I usually take about 1 pump, and honestly, it is such a forgiving formula that you can just use your hand to apply it all over. It is beautiful. I just got over a cold, so my skin is fairly red. As you can see, it just applies on so beautifully. I love it. Of course, you can use your beauty blender to apply this foundation, or even a brush, but it is such a beautiful everyday type of foundation. I would say this is light to medium coverage, and it just looks so glowy and just beautiful on the skin. Chanel also came out with these beautiful pots, and this one is in shade 2 Healthy Pink. I love this. I usually apply this on kind of a daily type of basis. The only thing I hated was the fact that it is in a pot, but it is so beautiful. You can use this as a blush and as a lipstick. Chanel definitely went out with this collection. They also did release a perfume that smells just like the skincare. So it's kind of an all-in-one. You do your skincare, you put on your foundation, you have a little bit of a lip and cheek tint, and then you can apply the perfume that further accentuates the scent of and the experience of the entire collection. I do need some concealer, so next we're going to get into the concealer that was honestly another surprise from Chanel this year. Now, the Sublimage concealer came out towards the end of the year, and I personally did not purchase it, but I did go in store and received a sample, and this sample has gone a long way just because this concealer is very high coverage and you only need just a tad little bit. Now, this concealer does come with a little brush, and once I'm done with the sample, I am going to go ahead and purchase it just because I love it so much. It is certainly high coverage, but not in the high coverage sense where it becomes cakey on the skin. So you literally only need such a tiny amount, and the sample has definitely gone a long way for me. And what I normally do is I just kind of dot onto the areas where I need coverage. It's so glowy. It really is such a glowy concealer. That's honestly how much I would apply. And then sometimes I like to just apply just a little bit right there. That's it. And I just leave it there for a little bit, and then I use my beauty blender. It is so easy to blend in. Look at that glow. Now, my dark circles aren't too bad, but for those of you that have intense under eye dark circles, you will love this concealer. It doesn't cake throughout the day. It applies on beautifully. And it does have a glow, but if you're not a fan of that, then you could just apply some powder right on top, and that will reduce the glow. I absolutely love it. So there's the foundation and the concealer. Now let's get into the spring collection. So that's the next collection that Chanel came out with this year. What I purchased was the Mediterranean eyeshadow palette, as well as the Peach Rose blush powder. and then 2 of the lipsticks, and this is in the Cocoa Bomb collection. This is one of the collections that was somewhat confusing. I felt like the eyeshadow palette was more supposed to be for a Christmas collection, and the fact that that gave it away is the actual palette itself. It had a gold CC logo. Now that only ever happens during the holiday season and during holiday collections. I just felt that this was supposed to be the holiday collection, but they ended up pushing it for the spring collection. I don't know that that is true, but even with the shades themselves, to me, these shades don't look like a spring collection or a spring palette per se. Now, it is still very pretty. It is a glowy palette. It does create a very beautiful look, but I would not think of this as a spring palette. So I was pretty confused by this. I still do love it, and I have been using it more so now in the winter season. The blush itself was beautiful. They did come out with 2 different tones. Again, the gold CC. They had a darker type of tone that looked like could honestly be a bronzer. And then they had this beautiful peach shade. This gives such a beautiful peach type of tone to the cheeks. And I did definitely love this palette the most out of this entire collection. The Rouge Cocoa Bombs this year came out with white packaging. I was very excited for these. Anytime Chanel comes out with anything unique, I just completely fall in love. I did purchase 2 shades. This one is in Natural Charm, number 914. Just a beautiful everyday type of shade. And I also purchased this shade here. This is in 918, My Rose. Just a gorgeous shade, very pretty. And it's really easy to apply. Very beautiful. Next we had the LeBlanc collection, and this one was a step up. I felt that the highlighter was beautiful in this. Now this is the eyeshadow palette. This is number 384, Imaginaire. Again, not my favorite palette, and I thought I was going to absolutely hate this eyeshadow palette, but I ended up really loving it. This definitely felt more of a summer type of eyeshadow palette, even a spring one. It definitely was a step up from the spring eyeshadow palette. I did love it more, and I just love the simplicity of this palette. It just has such simple shades that are so easy to apply. My favorite out of this collection is the illuminating powder. They put a lot of thought into this highlighter. It did come with a tiny little brush. Such soft bristles. I love Chanel brushes. And then this beautiful illuminator just gives the most stunning highlight that is not overpowering at all. So we had the spring and summer. Wasn't a huge fan of the collections. They were beautiful, but nothing groundbreaking. And I just feel with Chanel, they usually come out with the most exquisite collections. And that all changed with the Beige collection, which honestly is one of my favorite collection from Chanel that they have ever released. I absolutely loved the Beige collection this year. I pretty much purchased one of everything. First thing is the Healthy Glow by Chanel. Now, this is not a new product. I certainly have had or have used this product even prior to its reformulation. It used to be called the Universal kind of Healthy Glow bronzer in the sense, and it just was one color. Chanel then reformulated the Healthy Glow and it became part of the Beige collection. Some people loved it, some people hated it. I personally just wished for a different shade, and they did create a darker tone, but it was way too dark for my skin tone. This year they changed that and they created a medium tone, and I love this. Every time I apply makeup, I have to apply this bronzer. It is the perfect shade for me, and if you have skin tone like me, you will absolutely love this bronzer. If you watch my channel, you know that this is an essential part of my makeup routine. I just pick up a little bit, apply it to the back of my hand, and then I start to bronze my skin. just where I normally add bronzer. If you don't own this Chanel Le Beige bronzing cream, then I highly recommend you go out and get this. It is beautiful. I feel like it would suit so many people, and they do have different shades as well to cater to your skin tone. Chanel also came out with these two beauties. This is a brush, and I just had to purchase this brush. I absolutely love it. It is such a huge brush for the face and the body. And then this large palette is the Le Beige Healthy Glow Sunkissed Powder. This one is in shade Sunkissed Medium. And again, another beautiful palette. And this is supposed to be an all over type of glow. You can use this for your body, on your face. I apply this everywhere. The way I use this is I just swirl that brush in there, tap off the excess. Sometimes I kind of pat it on the back of my hand, and I just apply this so lightly all over my face. And it's not overpowering at all. As you can see, I really don't see any patchiness. It's just so beautiful. And honestly, sometimes this is all I do with my makeup. If I don't feel like applying any kind of eyeshadow, I just apply this and I'm good to go. Chanel also did come out with the Water Fresh tint. Now, this isn't a completely brand new product. A couple of years back, they did have the Water Fresh tint. However, it was very mild and not a lot of coverage, and they changed that with this product. This product has so much coverage. The only thing that I disliked about this is my choice of shade. I did choose B20, and in part because the swatches looked so much darker than the regular kind of tones from Chanel. Usually I go for a B30, but I felt that this was too light for my skin tone. They are little tiny pebbles, and what you need to do is you just go ahead and blend this to get the actual shade. It's just so stunning. Look at that. Just look at that coverage. And then with this collection, they also released the Le Beige Water Fresh Blush. This is definitely a groundbreaking type of product. I absolutely love this. I use this so much this summer. And what I normally do is just take literally one pump, normally just a half a pump, and you just kind of blend it in to get that shade. And it's actually very pigmented. This formula is so beautiful. I just kind of use my finger and then just dot it to where I need it and blend it in. Whenever I use these products, I just get complimented so much on my skin. And it's funny because the beginning of this year, I started with really horrible skin. I hated my skin so much. It was just always so flared up, a lot of acne, and I feel like Chanel really helped me heal my skin. During the summer season, Chanel did come out with a new fragrance. This is the Chanel Paris, and this is a part of their exclusive collection. I really loved this during the summertime. It was my go-to fragrance. It does have that rose scent, but it's different. It does contain patchouli in it, and I just really love this. It was such a sensual type of scent for the summer season. In August, you usually start seeing the fall collections come out, and Chanel kind of came out with one collection after the other, really back to back. So first off, we had the nude lipstick collection. This is another favorite of mine this year. I love these shades so much. My favorite shade is definitely a demi matte. This is the most beautiful nude. I wear this all the time. It is just so pretty, and this shade really goes with everything. Chanel did come out with a fall collection, but I did skip that collection mainly because the palette looked just like a palette that was released the year prior, and this one is in number 362. I just felt like this one was a little bit darker than the fall palette that came out this year, but it was very similar, and this is actually one of my favorite and most used eyeshadow palettes. I decided to skip the fall collection this year because the next collection that came out literally within a couple of weeks was the Tweed collection. I knew I was going to splurge on this collection, and I decided to purchase 2 out of the 4 eyeshadow palettes. This was such a unique collection. The shades weren't groundbreaking, they weren't something that were completely brand new, but the idea of this, the fact that they went ahead and put fashion and beauty and kind of blend them together, was something that was so special. I just love the sleeve. They look like they're tweed jackets, and also the eyeshadows themselves had that tweed type of embroidery into them, so they are very special. And actually this is one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes this year. Again, shades that you probably already do have in your collection, but this is just such a beautiful palette. I always reach for this one. You can wear it year round. This palette is so easy to apply, and you don't really even need to use the entire palette. You can get a beautiful look by just using a couple of shades. So there's my eye look all done. I just applied some mascara off camera as well, and this collection is so pretty. I really loved it. Finally, we have the Christmas collection, and personally, I really love the Christmas collection. I did absolutely love the limited edition highlighter. This is an illuminating powder. Again, such a large type of package. And this highlighter is just exquisite, so beautiful. I'm going to use this large face brush and just apply this slightly as a blush, or over my blush. This is what I usually have been doing with this product. And then we have the Christmas eyeshadow palette. I personally thought this was very beautiful. I know that a lot of people felt that this palette was too orange on their skin tone, but it's really how much you apply and how exactly you blend it. I really love the glittery gold tone in this palette. I feel like it creates such a beautiful topper. I will insert a video of all of the palettes kind of next to each other from this year. And as you can see, they weren't very groundbreaking. My favorite collection eyeshadow wise is definitely the Tweed collection. I felt like the colors were very beautiful, or at least the 2 palettes that I chose I really loved, and I felt that I grabbed for kind of more so than any of the other palettes this year. I love Coco Mademoiselle, so of course when this body gel came out I had to purchase it. This is just such a beautiful addition to my collection. I usually have this right on my vanity. The only thing that I hate is the fact that it has such a large spout to it, so it's very easy to kind of pour out. I wish they had even a dropper, so somewhat to what they had with this Chanel No. 1 bottle, where if you open it, it kind of has a little dropper that you can kind of take out and apply the product. I think that would have been a much better idea than just to have it like this, but nonetheless, I love it. I love the fragrance, and this body gel is very beautiful. So that is Chanel 2022. All of the collections that came out from the beginning of the year all the way to the end, ending with the Christmas collection. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I really enjoyed creating it. It's just so nice to kind of look at all of the collections kind of and how they rolled out throughout the entire year, and to create a look using multiple collections combined. Don't forget, if you are looking for last minute gifts this year, Ana Luisa has some really beautiful jewelry, just very high quality, and be sure to check out the link below. I do have a 20% coupon code for you, so be sure to check them out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful holiday season. I will see you in my next video.